You think ignoring a simple text message makes you a lazy and terrible person? You are completely wrong. You are actually experiencing severe social paralysis. You hear that familiar notification sound. You quickly pick up your phone. You read the words on the bright screen. The text lacks emotion. The tone feels entirely ambiguous. Immediately, you sweep the notification away. You promise yourself you will reply in exactly 5 minutes. 5 exhausting hours pass. You lie awake in bed at 2 in the morning. Your eyes stare blankly at the dark ceiling. Your chest feels incredibly tight. Your heart pounds uncontrollably. You vividly remember that unanswered message. You overanalyze every single potential meaning behind those few words. You imagine catastrophic social scenarios. You brutally berate yourself for being so socially dysfunctional. Society callous this toxic behavior. Your friends accuse you of intentionally ghosting them. They are wrong. Your brain is not broken. It is merely running an extremely outdated survival software. Your amygdala perceives that lifeless text as a massive biological threat. It simply cannot process the emotional ambiguity of digital communication. Therefore, it desperately forces you to escape the situation. It shuts down your depleted social battery to protect your nervous system. You are not crazy. Today, I will expose 6 unconscious micro-behaviors, proving your hidden evolutionary intelligence. You are secretly being manipulated by your own intricate neural pathways. I will decode this exhausting mental loop for you. I will show you the precise clinical science behind your daily avoidance. Watch until the absolute end to permanently break this vicious psychological cycle. Let us begin. Number 1. The digital mind reading syndrome. You look at their brief reply. It says just one single word. They put a harsh period at the absolute end. They did not include any friendly emojis. You immediately panic. You assume they are absolutely furious with you. You think you did something terribly wrong during your last conversation. Stop right there. You do not possess telepathic superpowers. You are merely hallucinating due to pure panic. This is a classic textbook cognitive distortion. Your primal brain absolutely hates any social uncertainty. When it reads a plain text without any vocal tone or facial expressions, it detects a massive informational void. It immediately fills that dark, empty space with your absolute deepest insecurities. This is scientifically called Tone Ambiguity Threat. They are not secretly plotting your sudden downfall. They are probably just carrying heavy groceries into their house. They typed an incredibly quick response with one freezing hand. Your hyperactive nervous system is simply playing a very cruel trick on you. It completely manufactures a fake emotional crisis. It violently forces your adrenal glands to pump out stress hormones over a simple punctuation mark. You spend exhausting hours overanalyzing a microscopic dot on a screen. You completely degrade your valuable mental energy for absolutely nothing. Mainstream society routinely mocks this as pure, pathetic oversensitivity. Clinical science calls it a highly advanced primal defense mechanism. Your vigilant brain is constantly trying to predict social rejection long before it actually happens. It desperately wants to protect you from being permanently ostracized by your community. You are not fundamentally flawed or overly dramatic. You are just completely overworking your powerful analytical engine. You must realize this absolute truth right now. Number 2, the paralyzing dread of trivial small talk. You step into the extremely narrow elevator. The heavy metal doors closed firmly behind you. You are suddenly trapped inside a small metal box with a casual acquaintance. The silence feels incredibly deafening. You brutally force a fake tight smile onto your stiff face. You comment awkwardly about the completely unpredictable weather. Your palms sweat profusely under the bright overhead lights. Your chest suddenly tightens with an unseen, agonizing pressure. You desperately wish to completely disappear into the cold floor. Why does a very simple daily interaction drain you so intensely? It is not because you secretly lack basic human social skills. It is a highly intense and completely overwhelming physiological response. Your fragile social battery is rapidly plummeting to absolute zero. The exhausting mental effort to maintain polite pleasantries is literally burning out your delicate nervous system. Let us look deep inside your intricate brain. Your primal amygdala detects this confined social proximity as an immediate physical threat. It instantly sounds a massive internal biological alarm. In a mere fraction of a second, your adrenal glands violently pump massive amounts of toxic cortisol directly into your rushing bloodstream. Your entire body prepares for a brutal physical fight or a desperate rapid flight. But you cannot run away from this tight box. You must stand perfectly still in the quiet corner. You must pretend that everything is absolutely fine. You violently suppress the overwhelming animalistic urge to physically escape. This constant and heavy emotional suppression requires a massive amount of your metabolic energy. That is exactly why you feel completely and utterly exhausted after a mere 5-minute conversation. You are silently fighting a grueling biological survival battle while casually discussing the morning rain. Ignorant society quietly labels you as an awkwardly antisocial introvert. Modern clinical science proves your brain is meticulously calculating every tiny micro-expression to ensure your ultimate safety. It is drastically preserving your severely limited energy reserves. Do not force yourself to be flawlessly charming when your nervous system is silently suffocating inside. Number 3. The unconscious apology reflex. You walk down a very crowded hallway. Someone unexpectedly bumps directly into your physical shoulder. They were clearly distracted, yet you immediately blurt out a panicked sorry. You quickly shrink your physical presence. You step completely aside to let them pass. You repeatedly apologize for literally taking up basic physical space. You can knock tentatively on your manager's office door. You instantly say sorry for simply bothering them. You think this is merely polite social etiquette. You are severely mistaken. You are unknowingly broadcasting deep psychological submissiveness. Your physical body is visually surrendering to a perceived dominant figure. This is the insidious imposter syndrome directly at play inside your mind. It successfully convinces your anxious brain that you do not actually belong in that room. You somehow feel fundamentally unworthy of merely existing in their powerful presence. Evolutionary psychology thoroughly explains this specific biological reaction perfectly. Your ancient human ancestors survived brutal environments by quickly showing absolute submission to highly aggressive alphas. Your modern nervous system is simply running that exact same ancient survival script today. It desperately wants to avoid a deadly physical confrontation at all costs. Every single time you verbally apologize without any real valid guilt, you drastically shrink your critical neural pathways of intrinsic self-worth. You are practically begging the harsh world to completely overlook your valid existence. You are aggressively teaching them how to properly disrespect you on a daily basis. You literally diminish your own professional value before even opening your mouth. Stop this highly destructive physical habit immediately. Do not voluntarily surrender your rightful territory to anyone. Your valid human existence does not ever require a pathetic apology. If you are nodding your weary head right now, if your chest feels incredibly light after hearing this, you are not alone in this dark room. Millions of Americans are currently exhausted from constantly overthinking every single interaction. Do not punish your fragile mind anymore. Your brain is not broken at all. Subscribe to this channel right now. We will reclaim your stolen mental peace together. Title this powerful promise down in the comments immediately. I refuse to live a fake life. We move forward together. Number 4. The exhausting fake mask. You attend a very typical Friday social gathering. You step through the front door. You instantly form your stiff facial muscles into a bright, welcoming smile. You carefully mirror their exact subtle body language. You judge extremely loudly at terribly boring jokes you do not actually find funny. You desperately pretend to be perfectly normal and highly sociable. You secretly tink this painful effort makes you highly adaptable. You are completely wrong about this. This is a severe clinical phenomenon called psychological masking. You are actively suppressing your authentic neurodivergent self to successfully avoid painful social judgment. Your terrified primal brain perceives being different as a deadly threat. Therefore, your fragile brain is burning massive amounts of essential glucose to constantly maintain this complex fake persona. Every single forced fake smile, every single practiced nod, they are literally depleting your finite and precious neural resources. You eventually return home completely drained. You simply cannot speak another single word to your own loving family. Your vital social battery is entirely dead. You feel completely hollow and utterly empty inside. Modern neuroscience thoroughly explains this devastating physical phenomenon very clearly. Your overloaded nervous system simply cannot sustain two completely different complex personalities simultaneously. The immensely heavy cognitive load of constant social pretending is actively destroying your delicate neurons. You are slowly losing your true fundamental identity beneath that heavy mask. You must stop this highly destructive daily performance immediately. Your overworked brain absolutely deserves genuine rest. Stop asceating. Start living. This will sound incredibly harsh, but you must hear it right now. Number 5. The absolute illusion of perfection. You finally reply to that terrifying text message. You hit send. You immediately regret your carefully chosen words. You panic. You stare intensely at the small red receipt. The 3 gray typing dots APAR, and then they suddenly vanish into thin air. You wait anxiously in the heavy silence. You imagine them ruthlessly judging your exact phrasing. You vividly picture them aggressively mocking your delayed response to their close friends. You completely assume they secretly hate you now. Here is the absolute brutal clinical truth. Nobody actually cares about your tiny texting mistake. They are not secretly judging your awkward digital behavior. They are far too busy nervously worrying about their own pathetic social flaws. You are heavily suffering from the devastating spotlight effect. Your isolated brain is completely self-obsessed in this exact moment. Let us closely examine your intricate default mode network. This specific and highly powerful neural network dissipates aggressively whenever you are entirely idle. It constantly forces you to meticulously replay your past social interactions on an endless, painful loop. It viciously magnifies your microscopic conversational errors by over 500%. You arrogantly think the entire universe strictly revolves around your personal social performance. It absolutely does not. Your hyperactive DMN is systematically gaslighting your own fragile perception of actual reality. It violently tricks you into falsely believing everyone is constantly watching your every single move. This immense cognitive burden is purely imaginary and deeply toxic to your cells. You are needlessly torturing your own delicate nervous system over a completely fabricated social audience. They are simply not paying careful attention to your awkwardly delayed text message. They are entirely trapped inside their own noisy, chaotic, and fearful minds. This specific scientific realization might temporarily hurt your fragile human ego, but it is the absolute ultimate key to your profound psychological freedom today. Stop overanalyzing every single digital interaction you have. Stop ruthlessly punishing yourself for entirely invisible social crimes that never actually happened. Your hypercritical perceived audience does not actually exist anywhere outside your own physical skull. You are safely alone in your swirling thoughts. You must stop pretending you are constantly performing on a terrifying, brightly lit public stage. Your malfunctioning brain is essentially creating a painful, highly dramatic fictional movie. It is continuously casting you as the tragic, awkward, and fundamentally flawed villain. You must fire your highly toxic inner director right now. Reject this false neurobiological narrative completely. Let the painful cognitive illusion shatter onto the cold floor. You now the absolute clinical truth. But how exactly do you permanently stop this exhausting mental cycle? You do not try to violently fight your intrusive dark thoughts. That never works. You simply strip away their immense biological power. Let us see the incredible modern science of neuroplasticity. Your physical brain can actively rewire its own complex neural pathways. You can literally train your fragile nervous system to remain completely calm. The very next time, when that heavy social panic suddenly hits you hard, when that simple unread digital message loudly screams at you from the bright screens, do not instantly run away. Do not desperately hide under your heavy blankets. Stop your physical body completely. Breathe deeply into your tight stomach. Use the highly proven grounding technique right now. Step 1. Look closely around your immediate physical environment. Find 3 random blue objects. Name them firmly out loud. Step 2. Touch 2 completely different physical textures. Feel the rough fabric of your shirt. Feel the smooth, cold glass of your heavy desk. Step 3. Smell one single distinct scent in the quiet room. This is not silly spiritual magic. This is practical, hardcore neuroscience. You are forcefully pulling your runaway brain back into the actual present physical reality. You are actively hacking your own terrified primitive amygdala. You strictly force your brain to rapidly process real physical sensory data instead of fake digital emotional threats. The extremely loud internal biological alarm instantly shuts off. The toxic cortisol completely stops pumping into your bloodstream. You successfully deactivate the draining primitive survival mode. You take back the powerful steering wheel. You completely regain absolute control over your highly precious social battery today. You are not fundamentally broken. You are merely human. Your complex brain is actually working perfectly. It is desperately trying to protect you from an overwhelming world. Allow yourself to be beautifully awkward. Allow your precious social battery to completely drain without any guilt. You are perfectly normal. You completely deserve profound mental peace. If this specific video lifted a massive heavy weight off your tired chest today, do not keep this immense emotional relief entirely to yourself. Share this video immediately. A quiet friend out there is silently suffering tonight. They are actively punishing themselves alone in the dark room. They desperately need to hear this liberating clinical truth. They need to finally sleep in complete peace without overthinking. Be their ultimate cure today. You are fully empowered. You are absolutely worthy of deep calm. Take a slow, deep breath. Forgive your primal nervous system. Reclaim your own digital boundaries. Your emotional energy belongs solely to you. Walk with your head held incredibly high. Let us end this therapy session right now.